Shalom. I want to give all praises to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Ha, Rocha Kwadash, Ma'amah. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Double honors to my elder apostle, Aharawan Banyasharala of the Lions Den Camp here in Jacksonville, Florida. Shalom to the sincere Akim, pushing his truth and sincerity around the four corners of this earth. I'm Nakar Harab Ban Yasharala, coming out of the Lions Den Camp of Yasharala here in Jacksonville, Florida. Now today I'll be coming out with a lesson. It's an impromptu, but I'm going to just get a few scriptures that's speaking about Jacob's trouble, because as you know, with the recent happenings with Aisha's militia forces and the ICE group and others, you know, this devil is looking to crack down more on Jacob. And they already have the go-ahead and the green light from President Babylon, you know. So, without further ado, it's just, Jacob's trouble is ramping up that much. It's ramping up more, and it's going to get worse for our people. And 2/3 of our people do not understand that they're going to get caught up in this dragnet of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai's wrath. Not all the 2/3 are going to be we'll say taken out or removed from off the scene just through by martial law only. It's going to be a whole lot of different events that's going to chip off at our people. You know, the 2/3 of our people who chose to live wickedly, who chose to live according to Aisha and his philosophies, doctrines, beliefs, and traditions. You know, following this devil, doing what this devil says to do. So a lot of our people, they're going to get jacked up, and it is what it is. And ultimately, those who make it through all of the things that are to come, ultimately, the Lord is going to get our people in the big boom, pun intended. So without further ado, let's get a few scriptures. Let's start out with Ezekiel chapter 21. I'm going to start at verse 9. It says, Son of man, prophesy and say, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh. Say, a sword is sharpened and also furbished. And this was Ezekiel prophesying against Jerusalem, prophesying against our people. And it says here, a sword is sharpened. It is also furbished. That's the Lord's judgment, and that's the truth. A sword has been sharpened, and it has been furbished, and it is going to be used on 2/3 of our people. And it's going to come in various forms. Pestilence, famine, you know, and so much more. Teeth of wild beasts, spirits of vengeance. Like this is going to happen. This is all part of Jacob's trouble. Jacob's trouble is ramping up. It's not going to get better for 2/3 of our people. It's going to get exponentially worse. But the Lord, just like he told Ezekiel back then, that same principle applies to today's time. A sword is sharpened and it is also furbished, i.e. the Lord's judgment. He's preparing his judgment to come against 2/3 of our people because they refuse to listen. Let's continue. It says, it is sharpened to make a sore slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. Should we then make mirth? It contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. So the Lord's anger, his righteous wrath, indignation, is going to make a sore slaughter to 2/3 of our people. But Jake will not be totally ended. But for 2/3 of our people, the Lord has to unplug their TVs on this side. He got to cut them off for them to be brought back in a righteous mindset. And they will be brought back in a righteous mindset. But on this side, they're going to suffer this sore slaughter They're going to suffer at the hands of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai. It is furbished that it may glitter, meaning the Lord gonna make his judgment flash. It's gonna be quick. Our people do not understand. And it says, should we make mirth? Should we then make mirth? So should it be party hard and have a good time and call up your homies? You know, and have a good time, paint the town red and all that stuff, as the saying goes. No, that's a question. It should not be happening. But Jake want to party and BS and act like everything is still like it was when it is clearly not. This devil is really getting ready to come down with great wrath upon Jacob. This devil made a promise way back in the day. He still has that hatred. When Isaac passed, what did Ishar say? Well, my father passed, I will help my brother finish with all his living. Has this devil have not been doing that? Has this devil not been doing that to our people? And guess what? He's coming to do it again. As a matter of fact, he's going to ramp up, even with the recent happenings in the media with their what his name is. I forget his name. I didn't even know who he was until they helped him finish with all his living. But yeah, with that, they're giving themselves a reason to come against Jake, but this is all part of prophecy as well, because Ishar or Adawam is the Lord's whipping stick to get our people in order. But 2/3 of our people just refuse to get they sugar honey iced tea together. So the Lord go ahead and just smash them like cookies, break them like dishes. He gonna unplug their TV, erase their data, you know, help them finish with all they living through this devil. And again, it contemneth the rod of my son as every tree. This devil hate our people. Axe to the wax. The Lord is about to do damage. The Lord is like a volcano. He's about to erupt. And he's about to rip ish up. This is not a time to be taking the Lord lightly or taking his words with a grain of salt. He's really finna move on 2/3 of our people. Jacob's trouble is really finna happen to our people. And the only ones that's going to be protected during that time is the remnant. That cluster of the grape that the Lord kept unto himself. That turned to the Lord while there was yet time and chance to turn to him. 2/3 of our people, they're not going to get that chance because they shunned it. But let's continue. Verse 11, it says, and he hath given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. This sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. So the Lord's judgment has been furbished. It's been handled. The Lord is going to give this devil the okay to punish 2/3 of our people. But it is the Heavenly Father that's using this devil to do it. Ishar is the hand. He is the slayer. And the Lord is going to use him to help 2/3 of our people finish with all they living. They don't even understand how serious things are getting. Our people finna get a rude awakening. A very rude awakening. Just continue. Verse 12. It says, cry and howl, son of man. For it shall be upon my people, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon thy thigh. So this judgment is going to come upon Yasha'Allah, but in particular 2/3 of Yasha'Allah, our people. That's why it says, cry and howl, son of man, for it shall be upon my people. Meaning the Lord finna get ready to judge 2/3 of our people. And it don't matter what position or power or authority that our people have. That's why it says here, it shall be upon all the princes of Israel. I mean, it's not going to matter. However big you think you is, of the Negroes, Latinos, and Native American, how famous you think you is, the Lord still finna bring that judgment. And in terrors by reason of the sword, our people going to be afraid, and it's going to be upon them. And it says, smite therefore upon thy thigh. I mean, our people going to fall when the Lord bring this judgment to them. When he swing that sword of judgment, they going to get cut. They going to get ran through. Our people are going to bow down to the slaughter because they refuse to listen. Let's continue. Let's see. Let me see what this is. All right, man, come on. Thank you. Here we go. Let's go over here. Nope, that's not the one I'm looking for. Salakia. This is an impromptu, by the way, so I ain't really have nothing planned. Let's see. Last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So this time of Jacob's trouble, it is going to be a very distinctive and unprecedented time, and it's not going to be any other day like it. And our people are going to get caught up in it. But it also says, it is the time, even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So 2/3 of our people are going to fall in Jacob's trouble, but that remnant, that 1/3 that the Lord kept, is going to make it through. That's why it says, alas, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it. So 2/3 of our people are going to fall therein, but 1/3 the Lord is going to save and keep unto himself. He's going to protect them, give his angels charge. Because this devil is going to come rushing in. Because the truth of the matter is, this devil wants the righteous of Yasharallah. He don't want the wicked. He wants the righteous. And that goes into a lot of other breakdowns and precepts. Like the souls of the righteous being beheaded for standing for Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah. Which, if I'm not mistaken, John the Revelator saw in the vision that Yahweh Shai showed him. But the day of Jacob's trouble is going to be great, and it's not going to be a day like it or anything else after. But 2/3 will fall, 1/3 will be saved out of it. Let's continue. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Let's go here. Kind as I was saying, Jacob's trouble is a ramping up of Jacob's trouble, and a lot of our people are going to fall victim to it. Though we tell them, though we warn them, because we know and understand the wrath of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and through that we try to persuade many, to turn back to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua of our people, the Negroes, the Latinos, and Native American. And the speckled bird, meaning Israelites that are scattered among these other nations that look like these other nations, sound like them, talk like them, walk like them, even act like them, but their bloodline goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We've been telling our people and letting it be known, but they just not hearing. The truth is, Jacob's trouble is a real thing. It has happened before, and it's going to happen again in this time. And a lot of our people are not going to see it coming. It's going to sneak up on them. Right when they think everything good, that's when it's going to go bad. So our people, the Lord finna let this devil rise up on them, and they gonna fall victim. And with that, shalom.